What's up, y'all? It's the Big Face Gary Show. Shout out to the Upper West Side. Shout out to the Haitian mob. Shout out to my mom's son, PT Guab. Shout out to my man Mustafa Bash and my man Grin, one of my main mans, helped me get Finesse here. I knew Finesse through him, and to have him here is an honor, the legend, Lord Finesse. And another thing, please to the Big Face Gary, subscribe to YouTube to the Big Face Gary Show. Your Finesse, thanks for coming here, man.
Oh man, you already know this is like, man, this just brings back memories just seeing this dude. So this is gonna be a nice one.
This is easy for me, y'all. This man is not only is he my friend, he's a super legend. Not even a legend, a super legend. So, not to start on melancholy, but of me being the ghetto journalist I am, I have to give you props. I went through this in 07, and I still don't know how I made it, but I'm still here. My mom passed away when I was 36, and I was devastated. And they said you lost both your parents at 5 years old. Is that and I don't, I've never
I lost my mom's before I hit 1.
Oh, okay. So
February 4th.
Wow.
And I lost my pops, like, in, what's that? I think it was 74, 73, 74.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm playing with house money right now, you know, everything about my life. You know, the hand I was dealt, I always tell people, like, I might have had a 5 and a deuce of club in my hand, but I made the world think I was holding the royal flush. So, you know, yeah. I mean, I just made the best of all the opportunities I was given.
Well, from what you just said to me is what my OG told me years ago. If you broke, no one needs to know you broke. You look good and play the part, man. Now, Ness, I'ma say it again. Tone knew my moms, and people know how I felt about my moms. The legend that you are, even though you took a major loss losing your parents, he gave you a gift from God. Your Ness, I'm gonna go with the first. I just have to go straight into it, man. What made you want to rap, man?
Rap it's like somewhat what you said, right? I was raised by my grandmother, raised in the hood, projects. I keep it.
What projects
totally,
you from?
Forest projects.
Okay, cool.
You know.
Fat Joe, okay.
Yeah, that's Fat Joe, that's Show, that's Diamond. We all from the same block, you know.
Legendary people, legendary. Yeah. Titten Avenue.
Right.
All right.
So, you know, but my grandma's, man, she ain't have the most to give me. Right. So I had to find a way, what could I do to make myself popular? Right. And going to jams and watching dudes rap, and the music and the jams made me go, okay, this is something I could do. You know, the DJ was the superhero, you know, and, you know, if the rapper got on that night, he just like, you know what, I'll tell you what. I was listening to a Cold Crush tape.
Oh God! Okay, now you talking that shit.
They was doing a routine on the tape, and they was like, and they was rocking a routine, and said all the girls say "ow," and you heard the whole shit just "ow," and I was like, man, they was fucking a lot of chicks that night. So I think
that's also my women, man. You was a dirtbag. You said that.
I'm like, shit.
I'm chasing.
If I could rap and get women. You know, my paper wasn't long. I'm not afraid to admit that.
Just like me.
So,
gangster.
But to have the gift to entertain was just, it was God sent. You know, and it starts off with snapping.
Yes.
But if you can take that wit and formulate it into rhymes, now you entertaining on like a comedian level.
Okay, well that didn't work for me because I heat a motherfucker up. I can't rap for shit, so that ain't work for me.
You know.
Now, Ness, in '89, that was one of my, I got out of high school in '88. '89, everybody got Honda Coupes, the Acura Legend, this and that. I got the Wrangler. You bust out with the Funky Technician. Oh, I didn't know who you were. I didn't give a fuck who you were. All I know is strictly for the ladies. Oh. I had the block point gooseneck with the 212s in the back. I'm falling asleep at lights by Woody Burgers. Me and my man.
I remember last night's action. I don't know nothing to name.
Finesse. Remember last night's action? I don't know nothing and ain't nothing happening.
And Ness, I remember, I gotta say this to go back to go forward. I met Ness through Tone, so I'm in the park when they revived. I said, Ness, why you put out a new album? Why you don't do that again? Yo, G, I can't front. I can't get into that zone again. When I did that album, G, I was in a zone I can't even get back to. Remember you told me that?
Yeah.
So how did you put that album together? And did you produce the whole album?
No, not the first one, no.
You wasn't a producer yet?
Nah,
oh
I wasn't a producer.
So go ahead, man. How you did that
I
album?
had a superstar team before superstar team. So you had Premiere, you had Show, and you had Diamond. Early. That was the first album.
They did all that for you?
Yeah, Premiere, Show, Diamond.
I thought you produced half the album because you was a producer, but you produced after. Okay.
I produced after.
I saw something that said you started to produce later on.
Right.
You bought equipment after something happened.
Right.
We'll get into that later.
So doing that first album, I can't even explain it. Like I was in summer school. So after summer school, I would literally go home to my grandma's crib.
What, 18, 19 did that mess?
Yeah. Change. I graduated 89.
Okay.
You know, summer of 89. So I was actually going to the studio after summer school. Like straight go home, drop the books off, change up, on the train, going to Brooklyn. We was recording in Such a Sound. And half the time I was writing some of the songs on the way to the studio.
On the train?
On the train.
Wow.
So I might have had a verse or two, and I might have been finishing off the third verse on the train.
Yeah, or on the train.
Yeah, and then I would go there and knock it out. And even if I ain't knock it out, I would lay the vocals. To this day, it's still a thing. You lay your vocals, even if they fucked up, lay them and live with them for about 2 weeks, and then come back in, and you got it your mind for the performance is there, because you know all the flaws you made because you've been listening to it for 2 weeks.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So now, you know, that's a part of making records that I think dudes don't do no more. They don't study the performance. It's like, you know, rhyme, okay, stop, punch, rhyme, yo, punch me in, rhyme. I be in a crowd waiting to see an artist perform it.
And a lot of these
because
dudes,
that's why they rhyme over the vocals, because they can't master the performance.
At all.
In our era with Kane and G-Rap, and you had KRS-One, you had to master the performance.
What do you mean performance? When you're on stage? Or
when you on stage, the goal is to sound like your record.
Oh, okay. You just educated me on
You know.
Okay.
and everybody can't do it.
Like sound like, if you hear KRS-One, he sounds like the record. If you heard Kane, he sound like the record, and on top of that, he busting out dance routines.
Dropping mics.
Yeah, and so, you know, when you see the bar that's being put up, you gotta match that bar. So, you know, like I said, I era Rakim, Cool G Rap, Kane, Ice Cube, G Rap, man.
But that's the thing with me is when you say I'm an A and I'm an ex-A&R from Rocafella. JayZ, Beanie C, these guys, they didn't have that technique you did. JayZ was like stubborn. He not leaving that studio till his shit get right. You'll do it any way you want and then go and study it. Your day wasn't no budget. Really, you didn't give a fuck about those are your peoples, so you wasn't being charged. Yo, Def Jam
it was still being, it was a budget. It wasn't like the $150 and $200 hours shit y'all was probably at, you know.
Yeah, she was ridiculous. But Ness, I can't believe, I know for a fact, I listened to the album the other day. You don't sit home sometimes listen to that shit you were saying, man? That album you ain't outdo yet, man. It's hard, I'm just being honest.
I mean, I don't that's know. Why, you know. I mean, I could put out a record. To me, right now, if I did it, it's more than just rhymes and beats.
Okay.
I done did that already. It has to be a story. It has to be a vision. It has to be, like, if I put out a project and I can't find 6 to 8 ways to get paid off of it, it's a flop to me.
Yeah.
You know, so if dudes is just dropping something to throw it out there and hopefully get a show, you ain't really banking on really being a star, you know, because I tell dudes stop thinking global. I mean, stop thinking locally and think globally. You know, there's a lot of tri-state kings here. You know, you kings in the tri-state.
Speaking globally, though, I've seen you just rock Russia. I was gonna ask you how you did that. That's what is that? The V1 festival?
That was the Battle of the Gods. Yeah, the V1.
You killed that. You was rocking that. I see the part. Where the crowd was rocking with you and them Russians was like, every word you said, even if it was nigga, It was rocking.
What bugged me out about the Russia thing was it's in like a little arena. They built a little arena like some real Roman shit where it's a circle and it's levels.
So check
So
that out if y'all
I
can
was
see it.
watching, I think I watched Mos Def do it.
Memories don't live like people do. They always remember you.
So I'm like, okay, this is cool. He's rocking an arena. So I'm thinking like he had room to walk around on his joint. So I'm like, okay, when I do that, I already know how I'm a finagle it.
Right.
But when I came into that arena, they wasn't in the stands. They was all on the floor. So it was like I was performing in a big cipher the whole time.
How long ago did you do that?
I was there last year,
Man,
the year
they was
before.
enjoying it.
It had to be 2018.
It's like culture shock. Like, it makes me proud when I see how far hip hop has reached, and to see them rocking to you like that. I'ma rock to you like that, but to see them rocking to you like that, that's like, how do that feel when you go someplace like that and you see these people receiving your music like that?
I mean, I'm amped from the minute I get on stage. Like I'm amped because in my mind I done went over the show maybe about 9-10 times. So I kind of know the highlights of what I'm gonna do that's gonna freak people out when they, and to me it's like breath control. I ain't have no hype, man. I'm dolo.
That's what was
So,
amazing about it. And
Okay,
it was
Ron,
rocking.
I'm about to get crazy. I don't hear this shit.
Well, let's go.
Finesse, Ice-T disrespected your career. He signed you. He was the dude. This Gary
Right.
talking. This ain't you. This is me talking. That's how I feel. So I'm gonna clear that up.
Bigface Gary.
Bigface Gary talking. I'm about to turn up what I like to do.
Right.
Now, Ice-T's a superstar. He's
Right.
big money.
Big money.
Finesse signs from his mentor. And he starts doing New Jack City, everything. And he kind of curved from you. And to my opinion, again, you're going to fix it if it's wrong. I watched him curve from you. My research with my boy, my producer, Rontheprodoosir, and I felt he said he left you for dead, in my opinion. You fought back your way, and I know you ain't gonna shit on him, but Ice-T, I feel like you could have did both because your money's long. Put him in the right situation, but you started acting, did everything, and I feel like he didn't put what he could put into you to make you big. I think
And
you
he
could
started a rock group.
that was trash. Body count, they call
Nah,
it.
I think they went gold a couple of times.
That don't mean you go gold.
Don't mean they
Hold up, Ness. Hold up.
All right, let me.
Yeah.
Let me
That's
get to this.
I'm going straight. Good. This is my buddy. I'm going straight at him.
Shit ain't like that.
They was in top. They went gold, but good.
I'm gonna tell you what it is, right?
Yeah.
With Ice, I could never front on Ice, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. Cause before I signed the Wild Pitch, he wanted to sign me before I signed the Wild Pitch.
Oh.
I was already signed. This was during the seminar
Who were you signed
of
to?
1989. Wild Pitch.
Oh, you were signed to Wild before.
Stu Fine.
Okay.
So I was signed. He wanted me back then. And he said, yo, man, if there's anything I could ever do to help you, let me know. Now, I was on
All right,
Wild
my
Pitch.
fault, I see.
I was on
I try
Wild
to
Pitch.
take your head off. All right.
Let me finish. I was on Wild Pitch. And I just remember the records buzzing, but my account wasn't buzzing like the records. So
I know that feeling, baby.
so I'm like, damn, who could I call to help get me out this situation? Call Ice. Reach out to Ice. First thing he told me was like, yo, I can't get you out of your contract. Your shit is ridiculous. But if you get off, I got a nice deal for you waiting. And the deal he had for me was 100,000 and 100,000 plus, way more than I got with
Cash up front?
No, just is a deal,
Oh, $100,000
So
deal.
he got me I forgot what it is, but it was maybe 150 or something. But at that time, coming off of not having no bread to having a deal like that and flying me to Cali first class and put me up in Cali 3 weeks while I wrote The Return of the Funky Man, and before that album came out, took me on tour with him, and I was on tour with him for a month and a half. So the reason why I'm big in Europe now is because Ice paved the way for me. So that's why I'm still Russia and
funny
the
you
UK. And
when I first met you, I used to ask you, where my man at? He used to tell me, I go overseas to get that paper. You used to tell me that paper big out there. A little crazy sometimes to travel, but you see that paper right out there.
Well, it's the paper. It was the culture.
Okay.
You got places in the world that take the culture way more serious than New York. I call New York the spoiled capital because we get everything. So we don't appreciate it here.
Right.
Man,
but if you go somewhere that don't get it, and you come out on stage and you one of their favorites, they treat you like a royalty. They treat you like a king. So I'm here in New York. I don't get no play on the radio. For what reason, I don't know.
You talking right now or back when
I'm talking back about then.
Okay, yeah.
Even now,
you got some
even now when our kings
even now
we talk about that our kings is supposed to get played.
That I ain't get no play, but I think all that made me even stronger.
You deserved it, yes.
You know, it made me stronger because if I'm eating and I don't have a machine or no radio behind me and I'm good, yo, I mean, people got to understand what success is to you.
Right.
When people think about success, the first thing they gauge is what somebody else got.
So what you're telling me is everybody's success is individual, which is successful to you.
It's different.
I agree with that.
It's
I have my
different
own
because
it means to you.
It's what it means to you.
Okay.
I mean the power of you being your own person, and you wake up in the morning and you say, what am I gonna do today? Without somebody telling you, yo, I don't like your attitude, fucking punch out.
Yeah, I don't play
freedom.
that.
You know, that freedom to control your life.
Right.
All right.
But it takes a highly amount of discipline to do it. You know, you gotta know when to ball, when to chill, when to be low. You know? So I think with my career, I'm blessed. I'm still in it. 30 years.
Yeah, brother.
30 years.
You're an ill DJ, you can rap still.
And
you ill DJ, you can rap still, and you're a good dude. So
and thank you for the COVID. A bunch of you got brothers, D-Nice, you, Kid Capri, been rocking during the COVID while we've been stuck in the house. And it's been a pleasure to watch y'all sets. And I know that y'all have to do that.
I have fun, man. It comes like, I think it was just one night I was just sitting there and just say, you know what? I'm looking at my turntables. Let me turn this shit and fuck around for a minute and show dudes what I do when I'm in the house. And that shit turned into like, yo, I ain't know. It turned into like a whole theme, like I ain't know he was like that, you know?
People tune in.
You know?
Now Ness, I'm gonna go to Nessa. See, we do research. We feel that we're always right, but we're wrong. If we're wrong, correct it. So they were saying, at a point in your career, you did a soundtrack and you made the money, then you bought your first piece of equipment and started producing. Is that correct? That is correct.
See what happened. Let's get back to the Ice-T thing.
Okay, help me out.
Like, because I even told Ice, man, and recently, you know, Ice called me on my birthday.
You're still cool. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, shout out to all the criminal tent. You filthy rich, Ice-T.
And I told him, man, the deal was one thing. That was a blessing. But I told him I really wanted his mentorship.
Okay.
I wanted that because if anybody knew how to talk to the label on how to shape me, it would have been him. Yeah, and they would have took his word seriously.
He's a businessman.
He left me in the hands of his team, but they don't got the power. They don't got that, you know.
Right.
Ice knows how to talk to a label and get them to spend the money.
Okay.
Now, you know, it just happens he's doing New Jack City and then Ricochet.
Yes.
And he's elevating to probably stuff he don't even know that's happening.
Coming fast.
You know, but I mean, to this day, I could say to this day, I think if I called him right now for anything, he's still gonna be that dude. You know. Okay.
So
that's why
he's a down.
He's one of the realest dudes I've met in the game. That I still respect in the game. Where,
my father-in-law rides me around to his music all the time. Yo, he be killing me.
Being with him, like when I first heard Ice music, I didn't understand, you know, his thing. 6 in the morning. I ain't understand those records until I was with him in Cali for like 3 weeks.
6 in in the morning, police at my door. Fresh Adidas squeak across the bathroom floor.
And when you're around somebody and you see them from day to day, then you kind of get a understanding of why they rap and why they talk about the things they talk about.
Right.
And it taught me a whole nother level of respect for him. And then being out in Europe with him for a month and a half, and I'm watching him destroy Europe.
With his rap.
Just killing it.
Okay.
Killing it. The tour was supposed to be, I think the tour was supposed to be for like maybe a month and a couple of days. And they probably added another 12 dates onto it while we was out there. So watching this, you know, everything about Europe, I learned from him. So it was crazy to come back and like during the awakening in those joints, and you hitting venues that you hit in 91 that go, oh shit, I was here before, you know? But now it's your show. Yeah. And you the headliner. Wow. So, man, I've learned a lot from him. His wisdom is, his hustle game is
ridiculous. It's to be
it's
commended.
So now let's ask you a question. You said that you got to go back to ITC, but in me being ghetto G-Note, Haitian G-Note, and the journalist that I am, you still didn't answer the question about the soundtrack, and you bought your equipment.
Okay.
That's what I want to hear.
The soundtrack started off with You Know What I'm About, right?
What movie was that?
That was from the Trespass soundtrack.
Okay, cool.
Knocking niggas off.
Check it out for those that know me. Y'all wonder why I always play low key.
Okay, the original version had me and Big L on it.
Oh, that's a big question.
Right?
Answer that question.
So, what happened, I was on a Source tour. So, I had, did the song, I submitted it. I found out a couple of things. I found out, right? So, I'm on the tour, I get a call, they don't like the song for the soundtrack.
Shit.
So, you know, and who's this Big L dude? You know, that's before L was L. So, it's like, yo, he's dope and the song is dope. Nah, you gotta do it over, or, you know, you ain't making a soundtrack. So I'm pissed because they gave me, my manager at the time told me that the budget was for $15,000, and I came to find out it was $25,000. And I'll tell you how that came about, because I'm like, I'm on the road and I'm like, yo, man, fuck, man, if I gotta go record, I ain't gonna have no fucking money left, man.
Yeah.
Because I just paid the other dude and this and that. And yo, it's only $15,000 and whoa, stop. Who told you it was $15,000? Said the manager. You gained. No, your shit was $25,000.
Your manager was robbing you?
He almost robbed me. Got him on the three-way. He had to come clean, and that's how I learned. Like, artists, get your money and you pay your manager. Don't let your manager pay you. So that was one. So I had a track, which was the track that we know now for You Know What I'm About. And that was the first track that I ever solely produced with nobody helping me.
Just you.
So I came in from Baltimore, I flew in, knocked the song out in 4 hours, and got in a OJ, and had the OJ take me to D.C. to catch my show. All in one day.
So that's the first record you ever produced, basically?
That's the first record I produced with no help. That was the very first joint where I was in there and I ain't have like an engineer. Can you loop this? Can you do that?
Was your equipment bought already?
No.
Now, what's the machine that you use that you're catered to what you like?
Now or back then?
Back then, not now.
Back then was the SV1200 and the Kai 950.
That's what I knew it. That's what that's what Pete Rock used, if I'm correct.
Right, it was Pete Rock. That was Large Professor. That was a host of people. So, but Show, I learned that from Show, because I would be in the crib with Show and I would be sitting there watching him.
I'm about to sound crazy on my show. Show's a producer?
Yeah,
I know Diamond D's a beat. I didn't know Show produced.
Yeah, Show. Sound of the Police.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beat.
Sound
of the police. Well, you see how real my show is? If I don't know something, I admit it. Excuse me, y'all. I ain't know.
Just a friend. KRS-One, just a friend.
We can count the dough, kick up, blow, chill out, watching videos or acting really silly, but really don't.
Wow. Now he got some records.
Show and Diamond D, if I'm correct, they started, but you bought everybody, didn't you? Like it seemed like you kind of bought everybody, most of them.
To Diggin In The Crates.
To Diggin In The Crates.
It was organic. It wasn't like I was recruiting.
You was in them streets.
I was just like
everybody.
I was just like, it was me, Show, A, and Diamond. That was like the core.
Okay.
So now
I got Big L over there fucking me up.
Well, Big L.
You're around my life too. Hate to say it.
Well,
well,
it was Joe, because Diamond was doing Joe promos for Red Alert.
Oh.
And then Fat Joe got a deal with Relativity, and Joe was there.
Okay.
Big L came about is because I was doing an autograph signing in 125th Street. On 125th Street at a store called Rock and Wills.
Okay.
So that's where all the mixtape people was at, and they was doing the mixtape hard pack tapes and all that. And I'm doing an autograph signing. This dude and this other dude come in, right? L and his man. L too cool. He sent his man over. Yo.
Rest in peace, Big L.
My man want to rhyme for you. So I'm like, yo, man, I'm gonna give him my manager number. You know, tell him to hit my manager, and you know, if my manager tell me good, you know,
let's get
fuck with him. So he sends, dude come back, didn't come back over. He said, fuck that. He want to rhyme for you now, and if you don't like him, he'll never fucking bother you again. It's like, all right. They had a setup in the back of the store, turntable. All right, let's go in the back of the store. So somebody was cutting, and he was rhyming. And when I was hearing him, I was like, damn. I was amazed because at my age, like at his age, when I was doing it, I wasn't that nice. He had the same style and pattern as me, yeah, but
you're delivering the same.
You the originator of that delivery.
I seen an upside in him, cause I'm looking at him at his age. I wasn't that nice. So if he's good at that age, he's gonna get better.
Potential.
And sure enough, him being with me, like him watching all the moves I was making at the time, I would go pick him up from high school, yo, Nessa, got a half a day, come get me. Come get him. That's why it was like, if I had an interview, he was there. If I had a show, he had a show.
Okay.
So he was my man, you know. He knew on my stage he was gonna get 15 or 20 minutes to do whatever he wanted to do. And with that, you know, he just started to his wordplay, first of all, being an artist, it's the wit. It's not just the wordplay.
Punchlines.
It's the shit you think about and put together that make other people go, damn, that shit is crazy. How do we think of that? You know, and that's how I was looking at L. The shit he was saying, battling me is like fighting a gorilla in the phone booth, you know? You know, that shit is crazy. You know.
So much respect.
So then
people want to know why I'm so fly. A girl asked me for a ring and I put one around her whole eye. Like, you know, his wit. His wit was crazy. I'm sicker than a nigga that's in special ed. I suggest you spread pretzel head before I turn your white sweatsuit red. You know? So L was special. I knew that from the moment I met L. You know, but to watch him transform right in front of my eyes and to the animal he became was just, it was a blessing. But to know that's my man, you know? So, you know, that was a great thing.
So when he passed away, it broke your heart.
That
was a tough one, man. I didn't know him.
It
was just, you know.
Yeah.
McGruff explained it on it. So if you look at my show, a shout out to you, because my boy keeps telling me you always shout out my shows. You like what I'm doing. Right. McGruff explained it better than us what happened. So you can look at that.
So what happened was, first of all, my grandma's passed before L passed.
You tell me that's a good story.
So when my grandmom's passed, I was done. I ain't want nothing to do with music no more.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
I was
devastated. My mom died.
You know, it's like you doing what you doing, but at a certain level, you so happy where you at to give her everything is your life at that point. To make sure she has everything, because she tried to give you everything.
Yes.
So that became my goal because at the time it was money, chicks, maybe a whip, some jewelry. My goals was too small.
Yeah, hold up. I got you one question. I asked everybody this. I remember what's your first car you copped, yo? And you felt good about life. You was coming through like, what? I'm doing it.
I think when Expeditions first came out.
Okay. Damn. Okay, that was hot. Okay.
The Black Eddie Bauer edition.
Yeah.
You know?
The leathers
Yeah. Okay. I asked everybody that. Okay.
And it took me a while because I was OJing it. Anybody that knows me in those early years know I wasn't driving. I would have an OJ on hold literally for the whole day.
Man, because
most of my money
back
went
then,
to,
that was 150 a day back in the day.
Yeah,
that was
150, 200. I mean, if I met a chick and she lived in Brooklyn, I would go. But the OJ nigga, you can't go nowhere until I come out.
He's sick.
So yeah, if I came out 5 in the morning, I'm ready to go now. Cause I ain't really trust nowhere where I was going.
So we got an Eddie Bob. Okay,
you know?
that's always a big question to ask. Okay.
Fat Joe keeps saying on interviews, yo, he keeps saying all the time, he be like, yo, if it's digging in the crates, and you know how he be on his interviews, but for y'all, he be like, yo, if it's digging in the crates, I do it right now, for free, no money, it don't matter, those my guys, I love them. What's taking so long? Why we can't get that? Why we not blessed with that?
That's real, but what it is, and he's 1,000% right. But like I said before, it has to be bigger. I'm not coming out to do no fucking mixtapes or so short shit. If we gonna form Voltron, let's tour. Let's do something big, man.
You know what? Let me do this for next.
Let's take over the world.
This is a humble motherfucker. Hold up, Ron. Let me do this.
You
This is the Bigface Garage. I'm very aggressive.
Let's do it.
What he's saying is, Fat Joe, you that brother, you got some paper. I need to eat. If I'm doing something big, we family, but I got a bigger picture. We gotta eat. And we could do 7 different things. A soundtrack, this,
well,
that.
It's that, but you know,
you're not wasting your time. You're not gonna waste your time.
If the fans want to see it, let's give it to the fans worldwide. Like, you know, you got me, you got A, you got O, you got Diamond. You know, who wouldn't want to see that?
No, y'all got some shit going on.
So I'm like, and it's not just Joe, it's just anything. Even myself, when I do this next album, it has to be bigger than life.
You doing another album?
Yeah, I'm doing another album.
My goodness.
Well, Ness, let me say this in front of my show, because you my brother. I mean, you get along. When you do that album, can you come here and play a couple songs for me?
Yeah.
I know you don't get shy, niggas. I seen you rapping yesterday. My man showed me. Let me tell you about him. That's Rontheprodoosir. I'm the show. I talk my shit, but he does research. That's my man. I saw you rapping the other day. Yo, you back, you motherfucker.
What did he hear?
No, he seen the Fat Joe.
What's it called? Rough.
The rock shit. I said he was like, he's still nice. He was like, he's still
yesterday.
Nice.
I was about to say that's the.
He put that.
He's still nice.
I'm being honest with Finesse. I got a lot going on. I'm the show, but this is mine. Without him, I have nothing without Biggie.
Y'all already know, check this out. When you're tired of listening to frauds, auditioning for broads, my shit religion, you need to get up on the Lord.
I'm being honest with Finesse. I got a lot going on. I'm the show, but this is mine. Without him, I have nothing without Biggie. He does shit. I saw you rapping. I said, hold up. You so what happened? That's you can't you lying. I tell me smoking weed with Greg. You drinking or something? Because you came back to your shit, nigga.
Nah, it was
you
just
sounded good, real good.
That was, I mean, what sparked that was because really, that was something I was writing. DITC was supposed to have a BET cipher.
Okay.
And I started writing. I'm like, if we gonna cipher, I want to show niggas we fuck up the world for real.
Okay. Ooh, you sounded great.
You know, and that's when you tired of listening to frauds, auditioning for broads, my shit religion, you need to get up on the Lord.
Yes.
Nowadays, shit retarded. When it's cool to wear shit out your sister's closet, you know.
All right.
Fire.
I had other shit like
fire.
I seen you spitting yesterday, and again, I don't front. He said, "G, look, because you told me, yo, G, I gotta get it back. I mean, I gotta get it back.
It has to be fun, right?
And that's Ron's biggest thing. Sorry to cut you off. This show, we're doing it from the ripple, Fred Sanford style. If we stop having fun, we ain't doing it no more. We having fun, man.
It has to be fun.
Go.
When you start thinking about business and doing it for this and doing it for that, it's no longer natural.
Yo, me and him is so uncomfortable. When we talk about money, we both hang up. We don't even like talking about money. We get so shy because we're not in it for that. We're blessed to be doing okay or other what we do.
That's a gift and it's a curse.
How do you talk about money with your friends, man? Like that you care about. I want to ask you, but how do you talk when you like? I'm so uncomfortable talking about money with my friends. Like,
it depends who.
Well, Grant's different. I grew up with him, but I met him years ago. I met him Hurricane Sandy, and we got very close. But it's just that we don't. We feel you can help us. You OG. We feel money makes people act funny. So we were talking about something the other day.
We don't like people who love money. You love money.
I can't fuck with you, Ness.
And it's scary.
And Ness, you don't seem like you love money, Ness. But I know Ness
is a scary person.
Nah, I don't look at it that way. I look at it, and I was just telling my fam that the other day. Like when we was kids, we ran around. We had nothing, and we was happy. When did it come to a point where you need things to be happy? We didn't have shit before. So money comes and goes, but those relationships, yo, they more powerful than the money. Your word. What if you don't have money and you need to get money, and your word depends on you getting the money?
Oh, that's deep.
Your word.
The word is the most important.
You know, where your word is so powerful and your integrity is so intact. A person go, don't worry, I got you.
That's what I'm trying to work on.
You know, I mean, money comes and goes, man, and
so right now, I'm asking you a question. You were very close to Fat Joe, Diamond D, all these guys.
Biggie.
No, we're gonna get big, but we're gonna do that. My question to you is: if a deal was done tomorrow, you gonna do a verbal or you need paperwork?
What type of deal? See, you gotta tell me what type of deal.
I got the deal. I got it.
See, first of all,
because there's certain things that I could say to Tone. Tone's just one of my best friends. I would tell Tone, Bob, Tone, but like, all right. But Ron and me met each other 10 years ago, Hurricane Sandy, 2011, and I could tell Ron tomorrow, your P. Diddy's giving us a deal. I'm gonna do 70-30, no contract. I tell Big. I think they'd be like, okay. But if I tell I don't know names. I know brothers in the hood. I know. Nah, Johnny's one. I would get turned off.
Yeah, I mean,
you said what type of deal? That's just for me. I don't know.
It depends the type of deal, man. I mean, during our whole career, we done did so much shit for each other that doesn't have nothing to do with money.
Okay.
So you know, but if money comes in the equation, business is business. I mean, you have to be able to sit down and talk. If y'all really love each other, then talking business shouldn't be nothing. If y'all gonna split 50-50, then it's 50-50.
Yeah. What's Diamond D doing now, if you don't mind me asking?
Diamond is still producing. He did 2 albums, Dime Piece and Dime Piece 2.
He's a beast.
You know, so Diamond is still doing what he's doing. A is doing. Everybody is doing.
Everybody holding their own, doing what they doing.
Yeah, but that's what was the magic about DITC. We didn't start off as a team. Everybody started off owning their own restaurant, basically, in the game.
Okay.
So then we came together, which was the probably the most complicated part, because if you used to doing your own way, and Tone is used to doing his own way, and you used to doing your own way, how can y'all come to an agreement? And everybody had classic albums. Runaway Slave, Stunts, Blunts, and Hip Hop. Joe got his albums. OC had Word Life. Fucking...
Yo, help me out for this. What's Joe's album? One of my favorites on Joe Evan's life. Yo, wanna live my lifestyle. Never seen the crack. Never seen the crack.
That was produced by Buck Wow. Woo. That was produced by
Shout
Buck.
out to you, Joe. That's my favorite record you ever did in your life. So, my thing is, now everybody's doing their own thing. Now, you know, Journalist G. Now I'm getting into some shit. I did not know you produced Suicidal Thought.
Yeah.
So this is again, Rontheprodoosir. Now, you know him big, him doing that song. Did you see he was giving up on life, or he was just talking his shit and it sounded like that. That song seemed like he was ready to get up out of here.
Was you in the studio? Was y'all in the studio?
Or just send the beat and get money?
I was in the studio. We laid it. When I laid it, we was all in the studio. Me, him, and Puff.
Okay, that's dope. That's
you know, and Just West. Just West is the one that put me on the Puff and Big.
Gotta probably have me on some real strict shit. No sleeping all day, no getting my dick licked.
And if you don't know Just West, that's Third Eye. That's the dude that produced Step Into the World for KRS One. He had an album called No Prisoners. That Just West. Okay. You know, just in case people, Just West you talking about. But he put me on to Puff because that's when I first got my equipment. And he came by my crib and he heard the beats and was like, yo, you need to play some of this shit for Puff. And I came to the office. That's when Puff was in the MCA building. He had his office. And, you know, I played him the joints and he was like, yo, you know, I want to put you with Big. So I'm like, I didn't know who Big was. I was trying to do... Nah, he was Biggie Smalls. Nobody knew who he was.
That bill is empty and dope. Just empty. You didn't even feel your finesse. I'm an A&R. You didn't even fill that beat up. I'm an A&R. I might have said I don't want that shit, but it was like a hollow beat. You're right. Yeah. It was hollow.
I'm gonna tell you the gift with Big, man, and I worked with Big before that. You got to think about the Party and Bullshit off the
remix. You killed that.
You know, and you got to think about Come On, Motherfuckers, Come On. That was done before Suicidal Thoughts.
Okay.
That just didn't make Ready to Die. It came out on Born Again.
I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8 38s, 9 9s, 10 Mac 10s. The shit's never end.
So Suicidal Thoughts, I played Big a bunch of stuff, and he just picked that one and said, yo, I got a vision for that. So Big already knew his vision for the song before, you know, before he even wrote it, he had the vision to it.
It's kind of like the crack did the Pookie and New Jack, except when I cross over, it ain't no coming back.
And one thing I will say about Big, and I was telling my brother that, is that Big never had a failure. Right, and I'm gonna explain to you why.
No, you don't gotta explain.
No. I'm gonna tell you because Big could do both. He could do the underground shit, and then he did the biggest pop records, and none of the pop records was a flop.
BIGPO, no info for the DEA.
Anything he rhymed on wasn't a flop.
You're pissing me off because he thinks Biggie's better than JayZ, and I don't. Look at this.
Here's what I want to say.
Who the fuck? Wait, hold on. Yo, no. I'm not biased. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, Big Pastor. Rest in peace.
Let me talk about these first.
But you gonna stop doing the God MC, nigga.
Here's how.
Not the God MC.
Here's how I go. Here's what I'll say. Big didn't have a lot of joints, right? You could pick any one of Jay's joints and put them up against Big's joints and do it like that. Do 12 joints for 12 joints.
Finesse, you have a favorite or you like both of them?
That wasn't fair. You said you like both of them. He's gonna say that.
No, he's doing one. Finesse is my man. He can say what he want to say. But he's a producer. He's a legend. You out before them. They can't tell you shit. You say what you want to say.
I mean,
and you have a classic. Yeah. So you say what you want to say.
When Big, it was big time. Jay wasn't at that level yet.
It was a year apart though, only.
No, it wasn't a year apart.
In 95 is when Big came out, right? Jay came on 96, right, Ness?
Yeah, but even though Jay ain't the Jay that Jay is now.
Okay.
You know,
I could take that.
When Ready to Die came out, and when
then Jay dropped Reasonable Doubt, then Big dropped the double CD, then he got killed. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Now when he dropped that double CD, he killed the whole CD.
I didn't take that from him. I didn't take that from him. Hold up. But Ness, you are producing.
Jay was still finding a path.
But Ron has be telling me Jay don't have different styles of rapping.
I didn't say that.
No, he got different styles.
He do anything.
But Big could be slick.
It took Jay. It took Jay a while to grow into, like Big was just puffy like Ramon Juicy, and it was just bow. He rhymed on it. And what I'm saying is, you had other artists that was trying to do these commercial records, and it took a while for Jay to grow into that. Big was just automatic.
But Les,
I'm not taking nothing away from
again,
Jay.
I'm a big time Biggie fan. I keep telling him on that. But Les, again, I have to, like Romeo, you had classic before both them dudes. So what you say means everything. My thing, what I'm saying is that Jay, Ready to Die was dropped in 94, right, Ron? Or 95? Then Jay dropped Reasonable Doubt, which is a classic, Ron, we say, right? Yes. So what I'm saying is...
What was the second album Jay dropped?
In My Lifetime, Part 1. That's one the one. Those ain't Rollers Down. What the fuck you done to that? That's his second. That was his first album on Def Jam, Ron, am I correct?
He grew into that.
He grew. To me, when Jay turned into that dude, to me, was the Dynasty album.
That was fire.
Oh,
when that Dynasty album came out.
The intro, when he said, okay, when he's involved in the Godfather beat.
Everything, I think after that, he just was like,
so what you're saying to me,
you can't stop the unstoppable,
so what you're trying to say to me,
unbreakable, something. So he was there after.
So what you're trying to tell me is, it's different levels to this shit with him and Big. Yeah. So you don't want to say Big better or Jay better. It was different levels. Oh,
Jay had to grow, man. I think Jay had to find.
Why you keep saying he don't want to say Big better, Jay better?
Nah.
He can say what he want to say.
I think
because he was better than both of them at one point. So I don't give a fuck.
Jay had to.
He was better than both of them. So I don't care.
If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have had.
They would have had to pave the way. All I'm saying, I'm biased,
but Jay had to find his pocket. He had to find his niche. That in my lifestyle. What was that?
In My Lifetime.
No, not that. What would you say? The life. What was the second album?
His album on Def Jam after Reasonable was Volume 1.
I don't think he was in his pocket yet.
He was getting there.
He was getting there. I mean, what was the record with Hard Knock Life?
That's after Volume 1. That's It's a Hard Night Life.
That's when he found his zone.
That's the Big Pimpin' is on that album.
That's when I'm gonna say he found his zone.
Okay.
And then came the Dynasty. Okay. So I think that second album, he was trying to feel things out. You know? But he did these songs like with Black Street and all that.
But Biggie only had Ready to Die in the double. How can we just say off that? But I'm actually, that's my opinion, Ron. Off those two albums, it's like Finesse is putting him up here and Jay here.
No. I'm not putting.
No, go. Fuck him.
This is not fair.
No, greatest motherfucker be coming out, Grant.
You was right, Nori. You was right, Nori.
All right, you know what?
What I'm saying is Big Life got stopped after the second album, right?
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have known what the third or the fourth album is.
And you could go by Biggie's first
album. Wait up, let's do it like this. Biggie first two albums, Jay first two albums.
Ron always say that. I think it's a battle.
Huh?
No,
well, I think Ready to Die, Reasonable Doubt is a war, and the Biggie's double is better than Jay's second album. I will agree with that.
Nope, I don't got.
You know what? Even if you do it that way, then one was a tie, and
I got Biggie.
The second album.
You know what? I don't want to talk about that shit anymore. I got another topic. Dr. Dre, you produced a record called The Message.
Man, yeah.
How did that happen? How did the message? Yeah, you agreeing on my drill skills. Like, look at your face. You like smiling. You know your man was ready for war. I said, the Dr. Dre.
It's war either way.
The Message. No, great. Your man produced an album called The Message. He produced a song called The Message.
I know his resume.
And Dr.
Dre. We don't do that.
Okay.
Just hang out.
I was smoking another blunt, Greg. Dr. Dre, brother had just passed away. Again, I'm gonna give my producer all the props. I sell it because that's what I'm the character. I do what I do.
That's right.
You produced a record called The Message for Dr. Dre, am I correct? I want to know, doing that, being there around Dr. Dre, how did it happen and how did it develop?
Well, I was record shopping. You know, we used to record shop in lower.
Diggin In The Crates. That's what he
record shop lower Manhattan, and I was in A1. So I'm in A1 digging, and I ran into Melman.
Who?
Melman. Melman is the one that produced half that album with Dre, 2001.
The Chronic?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he right. I know who that is. He right.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
So I run into Melman. We wind up chopping it up. And I told Melman, well, what you doing? It's like, yo, I'm out here, I'm shopping, I'm getting ready to go back and work with Dre. And I told him, well, come hang out with me. Took him up to the Bronx. when I was running the basketball tournament.
Ooh, I know.
So I brought.
Did you know Tone then?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Deep.
So
Okay.
Melman is in my hood chilling with me, and he went back and told Dre, "Yo, I met the Lord Finesse dude. This nigga is the coolest nigga ever." And Dre was like, "Word?" He's like that. Next thing I know, they sent a plane ticket for me.
Wow.
So I'm out there. They put me in a Madrion. I'll never forget that.
Wait. Just for us, what's a Madrion?
Madrion is one of the top hotels they got in LA with the sky bar on the roof.
Good question, Ron. I know what the fuck that was.
It's a hotel with a sky bar on the roof, and when I'm in there, fuck around. Like, I'm in there with Matt Dillon after he did Wild Things. Fucking Jamie Foxx down
we'll
running.
Go back to that too.
You know, so now I'm gonna tell you, I ain't finished the story yet. So now I'm out there and I'm trying to play Dre some beats, right? And he walks out the room. Melman already heard. He called it the Chinese joint, because if you look it up on YouTube, the Message was my song. I had vocals on it, and the hook and everything was on there. So only thing with Dre, he put the verses in there, but he kept Rel. Because Rel was on the song.
For Rocafella Rel?
Yeah, I worked with Rel before he was on Rocafella.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
So
how did that happen?
The Message was done before he was on Rocafella.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, he and Crystal Johnson. So they took Crystal Johnson off of it and put Mary on it.
Fought like brothers, something we never should do. We could have used time spent arguing, telling the truth.
So now, you know, we in a hotel, and you know, when we was in the studio, I played the joint, and Dre was like in the other room. And I guess when the door opened, he heard it, and like, yo, he tapped Mel like, what the fuck is that shit that's playing? And you know, Melman is like, yo, that's his shit for his album.
Okay.
So that night in the hotel, I won't forget it, because we in the Madrion, we chopping it up. Mel said, man, I got good news and I got bad news. And I'm like, well, fuck it, hit me with the bad news first. You know, bad news is, you know, Dre ain't really picked none of the beats you played. So I was like, all right, well, tell me the good news. Now, the good news is, man, he fucks with you like that. You know what I'm saying? And, oh, by the way, he wants that Chinese joint. And I'm like, what you mean he want the Chinese joint? Like, he really want it, like, for his project. And he told me, well, what you want for it? And I was like, damn, you know.
Shout out to my man Gray. He feeling good over there. He getting it in. I'm sorry to cut you off. Now.
But I'm gonna tell you.
No, something you gonna say.
I'm gonna tell you, that same night in the hotel.
You had gave Dre the beat already?
Nah, I ain't give it to him yet.
The Message is not
that was the next day we sat down and we talked about it.
Okay, go ahead.
But we hung out with Grace Jones that night.
Ooh, love it. Journalist G. Y'all can't sell this shit.
We hung out with Grace Jones. Like, she literally came to the room and was...
she looked like a nigga.
When did you hit Grace Jones back then? When she was in Conan and all that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, but she hung out with us. Literally came to the hotel room, drank, chilled out, you know. And I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. Cool as fuck.
Okay.
I got a picture with her, so you know, but it was a good time. So next day I go in the studio and I meet up with Dre.
You're in LA?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, he was just like, yo, what you want for it? And you know, I ain't gonna discuss the price.
No. You know, it's so funny. That's what I was about to ask you. Because back in my day, Kanye wasn't giving beats away for free. You wouldn't get on so bad. But you was fortunate. You didn't have to do that, I guess.
He gave me more than I asked for.
Oh, okay. We don't talk money.
I set a price, and he was like, "That was it."
You was mad, right? You said,
I thought you wanted more. You know, and he was like, he put, I think it was another 10 or 15 on to what I asked for. So, you know, I was like, and I can't front. The price was crazy, but the check, that first check, man, that first check will make you walk to the bank in your bathrobe, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Finesse, Ness, I'm gonna say something, Ness. You deserve that shit. You a monster. You did a lot of shit, man.
I went to the mailbox and was like, yo, this shit can't be real, you know?
I got one for you right quick, and this just happened right now. Who you got? JADA or Fab? They was both amazing. Did you get to watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
You could have, yo, first of all, I'd be so happy when something like that happened with our culture. You know what I mean? That was dope. And, you know, but from a lyricist standpoint like you. But who do you think got that one? There's a battle, no political correctness.
I mean, I'm JADA all day, man.
I gotta respect it.
I'm JADA all day,
I gotta bow down to it.
And, you know,
now I'm gonna tell you why.
I mean, straight up, I'm the Locks all day. You know what I'm saying? So anytime I see any one of those dudes, man, whether it's Style, whether it's Chic, whether it's JADA, that's my team right there.
Oh, I know which one.
He was supposed to do. I saw an interview. You were supposed to do. You and maybe Primo was supposed to do something after Big L passed. Did that ever come about?
Well, what wound up happening is when L passed, you know, I said his mom's up with a lawyer, and you know, got the estates right, you know. Yeah. So Pinky, you know, we would do anything for Pinky. So, you know, with that situation, it was just like, yo, let's do something incredible with L's legacy. So the money that's generated, his mom's is good. She's straight. So we was like, yo, let's do an album. So we had the mindset to do it. We was calling in all the big guns, all the favors. If I had to call Dre, if he had to call Jay, Nas, whatever. This album had to be the greatest album of all time.
Which album you talking about right now? You threw me
Big L.
Oh, yes.
You know, after and so what wound up happening is Pinky passed away, the mom's.
Big L's mother.
Right. So it was like, well, who are we doing it for now? Because we was doing it for her.
Right.
You know, and you know, at that point, is nobody in charge of the estates. You know, so it made no sense to do it.
Okay.
You know, so that was
well, I got another one. This might be a little sound sensitive, but I know me and you close. I'm just closing. I don't want to know what you got. It's not my business. After you and Mac Millen with that situation, did y'all talk? You and him went through something, the lawsuit. It's an undisclosed amount, which is not my business. Now moving forward, because he said you his man, he loved you, blah blah blah. After that situation, did you and him talk before he passed away, or? Yeah, no, we were good. You know, we were good. We was in a good place. I just think, you know, speaking in general, I just think sometimes young dudes get in the game and they don't know what they're doing. Okay. You know, so with me and him, what we went through was one thing, but I think, how can I put this? Because I'm not supposed to talk about it, but I'm just saying like this, right? Let's say I'm talking business with you, right? And you don't understand business. Okay. You know. So I go to your label and kind of correct things, you know, with that song. Because the song was on different platforms. The song was registered to BMI. Like the song was it was taking places. And all I tried to do was straighten the situation out. And the people, I see what you're saying. The people I went to made it worse. You know? Yep. And then that lawsuit came about. So nobody knows what went on that took that lawsuit to that point. The problem is, it wouldn't have got that far if it would have been handled correctly. And you tried to handle it, and I knew that. I didn't tell you that, Ron, because I know him. He's not a piece of shit. He would have solved it easily, but it got too crazy So he had to do what he had to do.
The middlemen and all that.
Oh, fucks everything up always. Always does that.
Right, so, you know, I was trying to get to a certain point with it where I know he don't know the business like that. But you do know the business like that. Right. And that's where certain things were said and it went there. And everybody thought, well, and then they tried to make it, and they made it worse, right? Because we going through something and you trying to tarnish me.
Oh, Mac Miller?
No, not, I wouldn't say Mac, but the story they putting out there and they publicly pushing it so hard. And they doing it to break me. Right. Where you doing it to make people feel a certain way about me, which made me more mad.
I respect that.
Like if now we could really go all the way now. You know, because y'all doing something and y'all know y'all wrong for doing it. Gotcha. And my name is on it now. You know what I'm saying? So I can't let it go now because you put a story out that was just fabricated, it wasn't real.
Okay.
And you got people looking at me fucked up. So it's just like, you know what? Let's just go there.
So
we went there.
So last time before he passed away, do you speak to him a year before that, couple months?
I still got messages in my phone.
Wow, that's great. That's
and
deep,
I could tell you, DITC with Large Professor performed at Crotona Park, and you could ask, who was there? You could ask Diamond, you could ask AG, and you could ask Large Professor, because we was in the middle of rehearsal when Mac called me. Wow. And when the phone rang, I couldn't believe it was him, and I just showed everybody like, look, this ain't me, you know what I'm saying?
Mac Miller.
He's calling me, I ain't, you know. And they was like, yo, and we talked, and he said, yo, I still want to work with you. And it was supposed to went down, it just didn't go down. So,
that's what
you know,
he kept saying was how, man, he's one of the legends, and you know, and I think, I can't speak for him, but I think by some of his interviews that I've seen with him talking about, you just wanted it to be done with.
See, what I learned in the whole situation is that, and it put me in a dark place, because it's like what y'all saying. It's like I've been in the game for a long time.
Legend.
Did a lot of great things. And what kind of fucked me up was a story was put out about something and nobody asked me anything. They just automatically just like, oh, that's fucked up. And it wasn't like, if it was his fans, I understand, that's his fans. They supposed to defend him. But niggas you know in the game that's talking trash about you, that know you, that could pick up a phone and say, yo, Ness, what the fuck is going on? What happened? Oh, that's fucked up what Ness is doing. And then when I approach them and they hear the story, oh, I ain't know that. But it ain't the fact if you knew or not. Damn, give me the fucking benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas just start me off with a fucking secure card. Give me some credit.
Yeah. Knowing your personality is like, yeah, I get that.
So I'm not mad at his fans. Even to this day, they probably still mad. Hey, I don't.
Well, you know, really, like I said,
I don't care.
I respect that.
You know, the niggas that know me in the game, that know what type of person I am, yo, give me a call. Talk to me.
And me too. I'm the same way.
And then when they find out what happened, it's like, oh, my bad. I ain't even know. But nigga, you know me.
If you know you know it's bullshit.
That's it.
Or it deserves at least a phone call to inquire about what's going on.
Like you were saying earlier, it ain't money, it's your word.
Right. So what I learned is that the media can really hijack shit.
Twist.
Oh yeah.
They could put a story about Fat Gary out there and run with it. It's like what I said in an interview before. It's like when somebody's accused of rape, right? And they're accused and the shit is everywhere. And then they find out he didn't do it. You still got some niggas looking at him like, yeah, I still believe he did it. You know, because that shit that they put out is so powerful and so loud. And then the truth come out, that shit is so quiet and it's on the back page somewhere. He was found not guilty and he didn't do it. And you still got niggas running around thinking he did it. And that's how I felt about the situation. Like right now, it's just like...
Well, next, moving along, I got another topic for you. This is my man. This motherfucker was so big. I was in a club with him. This motherfucker might have been 400 pounds. If I gave him a pound, his watch would have popped off his wrist. Big Pun. What's your relationship with him, man?
Nah, Pun, man.
Did you know him?
Of course.
Rest in peace. Yeah, I need to know the story.
Course.
Did you ever get to produce something for him? Anything, or you didn't get a chance to do it?
Nah, I was supposed to. We supposed to. He always quoted the Nas line, Finesse, keep a tech 9 on my dresser. Finesse, keep a tech. He was like, yo, we gotta do a record, and I gotta be the hook. That's what he kept saying.
That boy's a lyricist.
So,
that boy, he going motherfucker rapping. Pun was ridiculous. So you never got a chance to do it with him. But
nah,
you knew Pun very well. Pun from Flawless Project too?
Nah, Pun, he's from the Bronx, but I always call Pun a Spanish superhero, him and Fat Joe.
Okay.
Because, huh?
No, tell your story first.
Yeah, I mean, I call them Spanish superheroes because before them, you might have had, you got Tito from the Fearless Four, right?
Yeah.
You know, but besides Tito, it wasn't really no Puerto Ricans really spoke about in rap. Until, you know, you got Joe and Pun and they started to rise and elevate. You had Puerto Ricans you could bring in a conversation of rap and wouldn't get shoot down.
Okay.
You know, because before, you know, you had Tito, but the only thing that was big was Menudo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with rap, you know, Joe is always like, he's always going to be a Spanish superhero with his hustle game. Is like no other.
You said that, Ron, that Fat Joe got a hustle game. You said that. He do. I respect Fat Joe. I'm not going to sit and say I think he's the greatest rapper, but he get that muggachini. He chase money.
But he elevated. He elevated.
But I've been with him in the studio with Scott Storch, him talking in Miami. He's very into his craft. Shout out to DJ Khaled. He likes to word it together and put it right. He was telling me how he did that record, Lean Back. He said it took a lot of work. Because you have to get it right.
Nah, Lean Back was... I thought Lean Back was that record was going to take him...
He said he did verse over verse.
I mean,
to get that, right?
he did... He's a star. And then, you know, I mean, I can't take nothing from... But when Lean Back came out...
I don't give a fuck about your faults or mishaps. We from the Bronx, New York, things happen.
I thought it was going to be out of here.
I thought it was double platinum. I thought the album... Because I was on that album. The album I did was called Bring 'Em Back with Big L, Pun, and who was the other person? And Joe.
You missed that, Ron. I ain't like you.
Yeah.
I'll get you later. I got something else. This is now. I gotta go to this. We ain't gotta go long on this. I got some more shit. Premier and RZA, who won that battle? Your opinion.
Because you got a relationship with
both.
Deep Primo.
Oh man, first of all, you know, Premier's the greatest, arguably the greatest producer, hip hop producer of all time. Period.
You saw the Raw.
Period. I will debate that with anybody. You can go in any category. If you're gonna talk about plaques, Premier got 1 million plaques. If you're gonna talk about classic, Premier got 1 million.
He's a great guy.
He got 1 million classics.
He's a good friend of mine. Good guy, Ron.
Ain't no other producer that was consistent from the late 80s all the way to 2020 than Premier.
That boy is good.
And you're talking about over 1,200 records.
1,200? Now the kid's a big.
1,200.
Ron's a big.
I mean, I don't take nothing from other producers.
Right.
This is my claim, and that's what it is. I mean, if you want to debate, we could debate.
Well, you know what? You're a producer, so you could battle that. But now, that was a great question. Now, this is the biggest one that Ron hit me with this at the end of Premier. Lord Finesse, you was coming upstairs on this one. How the fuck did you pull that Motown deal off?
What you mean?
Motown, these records you're doing over again.
Oh, man.
That don't make no sense. Ron, how do you do that, guy? You know what Motown is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, my God.
It started off what we was talking about, DJing. Like, cause I was in LA. I was doing this spot I love to do in Chinatown, LA. It's called LA Boombox, right?
I don't know about it. We gotta go out
And
there.
I'm in the club. Love this spot. I could play whatever. The crowd is there for it. So I'm rocking. So I'm rocking different remixes I did.
Right.
So now I get off the platform. I finish the night and I'm talking to Andre Torres. He's one of the executives at the time at Universal.
Okay.
He was like, yo, you played this Michael Jackson shit, you played so-and-so, you played this. What was all this shit you was playing? I'm like, yo, the shit I be doing when I got time in the crib. And he said, yo, you ever thought about doing a project like that? I said, you serious? He's like, yo, I'm serious. So for me, it was just like what you saying, to be able to go in and touch these records. And I was like, wow, I get to go and touch these records.
So he put you onto the Motown deal? Like, how did that happen? What I'm
saying? Well, the Motown thing, he said, what type of deal would you want to do? What type of project would you want to do? And at the time, I do all these parties they call Motown on Monday, Motown Monday. And I did the Bay Area, I did LA, I think I did something else, but you know, so I know like the Motown history. And I know my whole thing was to do a box set, a 45 box set, because everybody be doing 45 sets now. So if I could take these classics and put them on 45s and put my spin on it,
got you.
The shit gonna rock out. So, you know, he finally came back and said, yo, we got the clearance to do it. So we started working on it. I turned it around.
How long took you to do the deal, to do that project?
Maybe 2 months.
Money involved?
Turned it around. Yeah, the money. It wasn't a lot of money, but I kind of did it to show, you know, you just get tired of getting pigeonholed like you only could do a certain thing.
Okay.
Versatility.
Like, yo, man, all he does is boom bap. And it kind of destroy opportunities for you to do other things because they think you can only do one thing.
Right.
So I took that project, and I know they didn't know what I was going to do with it until I was flying musicians in and I was flying out, getting with people, so really working on it.
So the money could have been better, but you didn't care about that, but you did. They did let you do whatever you wanted to do.
Right.
That's a good thing.
Right.
That's a good thing.
And,
okay. Well,
I got to play around with the Barge sessions, the Marvin Gaye.
Can we buy that right now?
Yeah, it's on
I was very impressed. He let me hear it.
It's on
Spotify?
It's on Spotify, it's on Pandora.
I want to pay for that.
Deezer. You can download it off iTunes.
You mix
the
this.
45 box set come out in July. You can pre-order that on Amazon. But
so what I'm saying, Finesse, you're not money hungry, but it gotta make sense. You don't mind, everybody gotta eat. You're just not working for free.
Nah, I don't believe in that, man.
Nah, I don't believe in that either, though, actually.
Your time is money.
I work for free right now because I'm a new jack, I'm an amateur. But if all the stars,
but you have a vision behind why you're doing it.
And fortunately,
that's what I had.
My team is not broke. We're okay. We're not rich, but we're okay. But we have a vision. So hearing that from you, Ness, I know it's real. So now I got a great question. It's not even a great question. It's regular. How did you do that beat for Brand Nubian? Ron, it's called "Come On, Ron."
That's
which one?
How many records did for Brand Nubian? There's a record.
Oh, you talking about? You talking about Notorious Big? And
no. With Brand Nubian, you did a beat for Sadat X.
I did a couple of things on.
See, Ron, what's the one you just played
Nubian.
for me? Is it called "Come On"?
You talking about?
You
talking about the Lord Finesse Grand Pooba, the main source joint? You talking about?
Oh, Actual Facts.
There's a record called "We Played It." Yo,
what's up with Grand Pooba? Actual Facts? Yeah, you talking about Actual Facts?
Actual Facts. Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke to Pooba the other day.
Did you? So why he not? We see Sadat X. We see Lord Jamar all the time.
But I'm actually.
Why we don't see Grand Pooba?
Pooba being a cut. I'm actually working on a record with him and his son.
Wow.
You ever heard his son, Ron?
Suck a rap? Oh, for you.
His son. His son got a.
How old is his son? About 18, 19, 20? A young boy?
I don't know the exact age, but his son got swag. His son reminds me of him with a whole different swag, but
he'll figure on top.
I think he's called Stunner Gang.
I came from wooden benches and wire fences, 33rd on top of the dentist. That's how I'm living, young fly niggas. All the ladies wanna ride with us.
If you look him up.
Oh yeah, I think I did.
Stunner Gang.
See something. One video, one.
Nah, he's a problem.
Really?
He did a project with Static Selector.
Oh,
but
Static,
you know, his son is nice. I really like his son's style, how he
Well,
rhymes.
Ness, the type of producer you are, if a motherfucker trash, you ain't gonna tell him. You just gonna say you busy.
Nah,
They're gonna do the record.
I know you expanding your horizons and you doing different things.
You've evolved, man.
But boom bap is making its return.
Well,
with
to
the
me,
West Side Guns. And
I just
all the
believe in
Griselda,
good music.
good
I don't want to put it in a category
pigeonhole it.
like boom bap. Like, you know, boom bap is just a fraction of what I do. You know, I'm great at boom bap. You know, but I don't want to be like, that's all he could do is boom bap. You know, and that's why I took on the Motown project just to show. And that's why I got another project called Soul Synopsis, Adventures in Music, where I'm doing all live instrumentation.
Wow.
Drums,
when can
everything.
we expect that?
Soon. I'm doing a couple of projects.
Now, we kind of covered everything I want to cover on my end. Now I get to get on my bullshit. So, Ron.